Hey guys, what's up, Cardfight here, and today I'm here with a Chronodragon deck profile. This is with the updated cards from Gear of Fate, so without further ado, let's get right into the deck profile. Not going to explain the old cards, because you guys probably know what it does by now, since they've been pretty much in almost all my builds, but I'll definitely explain the new cards. Also explain why I'm running some of the old cards, but anyway. Starting Vanguard, we're running Chronodragon. Still a very good starting Vanguard. Combo him with Metallica Phoenix and your other time leap stuff, and you can get some extra attacks off with him, which is excellent. Running one TikTok. TikTok is a very good card. That's why it got restricted. I don't think there's much else to explain with it. You can still do the Melm combo, it's just not as consistent. With one TikTok, you might draw into it or damage check into it, which happened to me multiple times, but there are cards in this deck that help you put it back into your deck, so keep an eye out for those. So we're running one TikTok. Grade 3s, we're running 4 Chronodragons and 4 Chronodragon Gs. If you want, you can cut one out of whichever one you don't like more and run an extra Tri-Fodder instead. I'm running 4/4. Just in case. There have been occasions where I drew into all my grade 3, so I couldn't time leap into grade 3. So I feel like running 8 just prevents that from happening as often. Does still happen, but whatever. Because there's like sometimes when I drive check into 2 grade 3s during my next age turn, and I have to discard 2 of them, and it's not nice. But Chronodragon G's skill is on your turn, for every 2 face-up cards in your G zone, this card gets plus 5,000 power, and then if you have Zodiac Time Beast Regards, this card gets plus 1,000 power for each one. And the second skill is a Time Leap skill. When a G unit charges off this card, if it's a Gear Dragon or a Zodiac Time Beast, then you can call a card from your hand to a rear guard circle, and then time leap that card. Choose one of your rear guards and time leap it. So his Stride Break skill only works with Zodiac Time Beasts or Gear Dragons, but it's fine because except for Phoenix, everything else is a Gear Dragon. And his first skill combos very well with Next Stage and Gear Groovy because since there's G Guardians now, Chronodragon's first skill is not as good as it was before. Grade 2's running 4 History Makers. Gotta get those extra attacks in and get rid of those stand triggers on your field. Get those draws. Pretty nice. Running 2 Delay Blaze. Delay Blaze is not as useful as I thought it was before, but it still has its uses. He's from the Gear of Fate clan booster, and his skill is when this card's called to the rear guard circle by Time Leap. If you're with Chrono Jet Vanguard, then this card gets plus 2,000 power during next turn. And then the second skill is Time Leap. When this card's placed on a rear guard circle, if you're Chrono Jet grade 4 above Vanguard, you can choose from your grade 2 rear guards and Time Leap it. So yeah, he's not as good as he was before, but there are times when you attack with all your grade 2s first or something, and then you time leap into this to time leap another card so you have extra attacks. Doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, I guess he's going to be useful. So yeah, Delay Blaze. Just trying it out because it's a new card, and he's been pretty fun. Next, running 3 Upstreams. This toolbox for grade 1s, not much to explain there. Probably going to toolbox for either takeaways or GG or your Melms to use next turn. But most of the time I've been searching for takeaways so I can set up for time leap plays. Next, running 2 Calibombs. Get rid of your opponent's pesky starting Vanguards early on, or you can mess with your opponent's fields with him. And then after you're done with him, you just time leap him for a grade 3 so you can attack proper numbers. Yeah. Grade 1's running 3 Mellum. Pretty self-explanatory. Combo it with TikTok to do some nasty things. Next, running 2 takeaways. He's been very useful for me. Previously, I wanted to run him, but since he was so expensive as a promo, I couldn't find any. But now I have access to him. Since this deck time leaves a lot, you're gonna be putting a lot of cards back into your deck, like a lot of triggers. And if you have other cards that you want to put back in, like TikToks or other things you run that you might run out of, you can use him to put it back in. A lot of times he doesn't stay on the field, so you're gonna probably search it with upstream so he doesn't go away. Next, running 1 GG. 1 GG is enough. So lots to draw one. I'm not running the new card because she doesn't combo. That new card doesn't combo with upstream. GG is a better alternative. The 5,000 power sort of hurts it, but it's not too bad. You can run a new card if you want, but you're gonna find that sometimes when you attack with upstream, you might want to search for GG instead of the new card. I know some people want one of this and one of the new one. It's fine. The new one, the benefit the new one has over GG is that she doesn't need Soul Blast, so you can just keep tapping her whenever you time leap her out. And she doesn't work with upstream anyway because the new card has to be called out with time leap. So kind of puts more restriction on that card. But you can try it out if you want. Next, running 3 Tri-Fodders. I explained before. You can take out one of these or these to run an extra one if you want, but I think running 3 Tri-Fodders has been fine for me. And we're running 4 Pro Gs because Pro Gs is Pro Gs. You can run one of the new Pro Guards instead if you want to test it out. It's not a bad card. Actually, it's actually pretty useful if you want to have some consistent Pro Guard searches. But I feel like that card is a one-off, so I wouldn't run more than one. For triggers, we're running 10 crit, 2 stands, 4 heals. I feel like running 4 stands is too much. He is a good card, but there's a lot of ways to reuse this card, so I think running 2 is enough. He's here for his effect, not because he's a stand. Though him being a stand helps sometimes, but I'd rather have those extra crits so I can potentially kill an opponent with Next Age or Gear Groovy. Especially if you're up against Link Joker, this card's not very good. I mean, stand triggers aren't very good. This card's not very good. Alright, so moving on to the G zone, running 2 Gear Groovy. Only running 2. I was running 4 before, but I felt like I went through my G zone way too fast. So if you're playing against decks that stall, like Messiah or Angel Feather, you're not going to have much strides to use. You also have a lot less options if you do run 4 Gear Groovy. So I feel like running 2 is enough. Trust me, if you play 4, then you're going to realize the restrictions you put on yourself. So 2 Gear Groovy. Gear Groovy's skill is Jetpack 2, G Flip 1 Gear Groovy, and then if you have a Chrono Jet Heart, you can choose 2 Gear Dragons with the auto ability, and this card gets those auto abilities. So if you choose 2 cards, you get 2 of those auto abilities. So you're probably going to search for next. You're going to copy Next Age and something else. And the second skill is Gen 3. So last one. Choose 1 card in your G zone and flip it face up. It helps sometimes when you don't have the right cards face up for some reason. Next, running 3 Next Age. 3 is enough. You can run 4 if you want, but I don't recommend it. I think you're gonna use two for itself, and then one for Groovy. So, yeah. Next, running one Metaka Phoenix for your first ride. Pretty good. You're gonna use it to fully flip a Ragnar Clock. I was running two Metaka Phoenix before, but I felt like running two gives me less option to run other things. So, one, you can bump it up to two if you want, but he does not work with the new Chronodragon G. So that's might be a bad thing. Running two Ragnar Clocks. Mainly going to use this for not Chronodragon. You're going to mainly use it with Gear Groovy, so you get the extra critical and a bit of guard restrict. He only restricts grade zeros, but sometimes that helps if your opponent happens to not have any G Guardians or Pro Guards in hand. So two Ragnar Clocks. Running one Fan Long. He's a new card from the trial deck. Skill is kind of lost one. When discard attacks at the end of the battle, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one card in your bind zone, one grade 1 or above card in your bind zone, and either add that card to your hand or call it to a Vanguard circle. He's the other card you might target for Gear Groovy, because his skill actually lets you have some extra attacks or put some useful cards back in your hand that happen to be put in the bound zone. Most of the time it's going to be time leap, so it's going to go back to the field. So if you want to add it to your hand instead, you can do that. But being there for the extra attack is mainly why he's here. And then one Fate Rider Dragon. So Fate Rider, he's not very good early game, but he's extremely good late game, especially if you exhausted all your strides. You can toolbox for a card, and then you can give 3,000 power to your units. You can split. Not split. You can distribute 3,000 power per face-up card in your G zone. So you can't give it to the same unit, but you can give it to your whole field basically, since you're gonna have 5 pretty easily. So yeah, he's there for that. And he's a Gear Dragon, but you don't get to copy his skill with Gear Groovy because he's not auto. But it's fine. Instead of him, I was running another Metaka Phoenix before, but I felt like running one Fate Rider might be pretty handy sometimes. Next, running one Sea Breeze, just in case you get grade locked. It's not gonna be fun, so running Sea Breeze. If you're playing casual play, you can take this out, I guess, and run take this out and Fate Rider out for warp drives, or I think it's called warp drive dragons. But since this deck is built for competitive, quote unquote, running one Sea Breeze instead and one Fate Rider. For G Guardians, running 5 just for more options. Running one Rafana. You can use it to search for your TikTok or other useful grade zeros that you might need. Running 2 head row whatever dragons. Skill is skill loss 1 when this card is placed on a Guardian circle. If you have a Chrono Jet Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and put it back into their deck. Your opponent shuffles their deck, and then they call the top card to the deck to the rear guard circle. So this card helps against your opponent if they stack crits. Also, if they have a really powerful column, you can just get rid of that card and call another card. So it ruins columns pretty good. And if unless they call a grade 3, they won't be able to attack your Vanguard, because everything below will be 9k or above, or 9k or below. So it's it's pretty good, Next, running 2 Ududu. So gives you that extra recyclability for your deck. Pretty good. If you don't want to run 5 G Guardians, I was running 2 Ududu, 1 Hedro, and 1 Rafana before. Running this one just in case you're playing against really annoying decks with really high attack powers. So, there's that. So yeah. A lot of changes have been made to this deck from my original build. Before I was running 4 Gear Groovy, 3 Next Age, and then 3 Ragnar Clock, because I felt like I just go Gear Groovy twice in a row. But I realized after that, you pretty much blow all your load and you don't have much to use. So with this G-Zone lineup, you have a lot more options. So you can do other things instead of just going into Gear Groovy. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck profile. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Cardfight, and I'll see you guys later.